Star Trek Prodigy, Season 2, Episode 7 review. The
Oh, this is
Fast and the Curious.
this is interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what that that um non-corporeal pseudopodia is that stopped time.
Oh, I thought you. Honestly, I thought you guys already knew. Like, no, I'm not saying I do. I just figured you guys. Oh, this is that one alien that can stop time and stuff.
No, I think that's new.
Uh,
That's new. The only thing that I know that can stop time
except for Q.
is Q.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. My guess. I don't have any guess like on the alien species, but my guess is it's some. I can't believe I'm saying this. Time cop. Like, cause she's.
Oh, there's
They
actually
have,
are
they
those.
do
Temporal
have the
investigation does
temporal.
exist.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they do have the
Because
the
like she is kind of technically a time anomaly.
yeah, but they wouldn't call her for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And this isn't how they would do it.
yeah.
They would just show up. They would show up, say, "We're with Temporal Investigations." Go do what they were going to do and leave. If
Yeah.
because like that temporal investigation, just like, no, it's one of those weird jobs where you probably can just go, no, you don't get to know because I'm temporal investigations, and the fewer people who know what's going on, the fewer paradoxes I have to deal with. So just trust me and move on. Just let me do my
Yeah.
job. Move on. I'm gonna ask you everything you know. I'm gonna know everything you know as much as I can, but like I'm not gonna let you know in on everything because then we get paradoxes and bootstrap paradoxes and all sorts of mess starts happening. So the less information you know about the future, the better. Unless it's one of those self-fulfilling paradoxes where you have to know what you know in order to actually fulfill the thing that you need to fulfill in order to keep this whole circle going.
Yeah.
Isn't
Time is not consistent. Time travel and the mechanics I don't know are exactly consistent in track across
yeah,
everything.
it's not consistent in even Doctor Who, and Doctor Who is literally all about time travel.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about that one is you do it so often that eventually somebody's going to screw it up. So like even if you had this is how time works in our like somebody like a few seasons in went, okay, let's figure out how time travel works. Like, what are the rules of time travel that we can just hand this to writers and they can see, okay, these are the rules we can follow. And then if you want to break those rules, it has to be a big thing and there has to be a special reason why you can. Like, or there has to be consequences for doing that. And so, yeah, I forget if it's called temporal investigations or I think so. Anyway, there are Starfleet time cops. So
Yes.
Time cops. Do 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 do.
Ooh,
Uh. Okay, so I do kind of like I'm starting to get like a little pet peeve about like these like last few episodes. Okay, so I get like in the end of the season, it's like I get them being secretive and like sneaking off into the wormhole, right? Because Janeway would have been like, no, don't, etc. Okay, I get that, right? What I don't get is why they're not like, hey, here's all the proof we have that Dakota is here. Like I don't get that. It's like it's not like they're going back to wormhole. It's like, hey, we saw these visions, we got all this stuff. He's probably here. It's like 99% chance here. It's like I don't get the point of them just like sneaking off.
They are children.
they
True,
don't make the
They
best decisions.
true, but I can see it like a few of them not believing them, but I could at least see Janeway being like, you know what, this is a lot of like interesting proof. I'm actually gonna see about checking this out.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't give her the chance, and she was being patient with them, but she's also
They would have not been the one to go and do the task. Like,
yeah.
they know, like, they're like, yes, we figured out all this stuff, but they would have sent a ship that was already closer to it or something. Like, oh yeah, no, we have
not
the
only that, but they would have sent somebody experienced.
yeah. It's like, oh yeah, no, the constellation is just a couple light years from there. We'll just send them. They got an experienced captain. They know what they're doing. We'll just send them. Okay. We don't need to send Voyager halfway across here just to go to that place. Like, we know where it is. We have a ship nearby. We'll just send them. They won't know everything, but we'll just brief the captain.
Yeah. But damn, I mean what was the name of that alien species? The
Kazon?
Kazon. Damn, how much scarier the Kazon to the Borg?
They're not scarier, but they make the Klingons look like pussies.
Damn.
Well, that's like that. More like Klingons you can talk to because they have honor.
Honor.
Yeah, they have honor that sort of regulates their.
The Kazon are just savages.
Yeah, they don't really like. It's basically power is what keeps the Kazon together. If they're always gunning for each other. Meanwhile, like Klingons have that to a certain extent, but it's way more regulated and way more.
If the Klingons are Vikings, if the Klingons are pirates, then the Kazon are Vikings.
Oh my.
Like, the Klingons, they have a code, they have rules and honor and all this, but freaking
I mean,
the Kazon are all about let's pillage, kidnap, and torture anybody. They're not as bad as the Hirogen, though.
Oh god, there's worse.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're getting into all the we swung by the Delta Quadrant here, so we're getting.
The Hirogen are the worst.
Sorry, it just reminds me of there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You remember the Hirogen are basically. Did you ever read that short story, The Most Dangerous Game?
Yeah, a long time ago, but yeah.
Okay, you kind of familiar with the concept? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hunters. It's kind of almost a predator sort of situation.
Wait.
They're basically the predators.
Wait.
Except for they're more humanoid.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking something else.
Well, not humanoid. They're more.
They're basically the predator, but without the dreads.
I was about to ask.
The mouth that goes.
Yeah.
Like they're more human-like in that regard as well.
I was about to ask.
Well, dreads are everything, so dreads are human too, so that's not a thing. So
I was about to ask. It's not that one alien that was in Lower Decks that was gonna hunt. Damn, it's been a while since I've seen it.
No, it wasn't that guy.
Okay.
There's actually a couple different species that do a hunting sort of culture, but like the other one is someone I think that came through it was from the Gamma Quadrant, so we're not running into them probably.
Hey though, to be fair, at least the guy seemed pretty chill after he was freed.
Yeah. But I mean, he was being mind controlled for who knows how long, and that what that makes me think of. You remember V'ger?
Maybe.
Yeah.
V'ger is from the first Star Trek movie.
Oh.
What does God need with a starship?
that's true.
But yeah, so yeah, V'ger. But yeah, it's the one thing that was also kind of weird.
Ironically enough, V'ger was a bastardization of Voyager.
Yeah, it's kind of coming for a full circle there. But
And of
one thing that was
course,
kind of weird.
evil robot.
One thing that was kind of weird was that like Dow was like captain's log and all that. It's like, and everybody's having a real issue with him. It's like that doesn't really make sense. Like they followed him to hell and back as their captain while they were on the Protostar, and now they're like, no, we're not recognizing you as the leader. It's like you followed this kind of hell and back on the Protostar, and you're like, now I think you're not worthy of being a captain. It's like, what the hell? Like,
It's not so, I don't think it's that so much as, they're all trying to, they're all trying to do their best to be like actual Starfleet cadets and stuff, but it's like you're just circumnavigating that, and it's like also they were kind of, you're not the captain before. It's like they would follow him, they would join him and take his side and all this, but he wasn't their captain. Like,
I don't know if I quite agree, but it did seem like it does seem like there was a lot more objection to it now. Him calling, because like before, it was just sort of they followed him and he was just sort of de facto captain when they were on the Protostar, and everybody kind of went with it. But like it just feels like there's a lot more objection, a lot more vocal objection to him using the title. It's like, okay, well, who's leading this ship? Okay, Dow pretty much, because everybody else is busy with their own shit. And so, like, he's kind of the one. Okay, he's making a lot of executive decisions. But so, and it doesn't matter what rank you are. Like, this is a lesson we get from DS9. They taught to Nog. It's like, it doesn't matter what rank you are. If you are in charge of the ship, you're captain. Even if you're a commander, even if you're a lieutenant, whatever your rank is, if you're in charge of the ship, you're a captain. And so, like, at least captain, you might be called admiral if you're admiral, even if you took care over the ship. But like, because that would be the maximum respect you automatically get an upgrade to captain if you're in charge of the ship. But if you're higher than that, they're not going to downgrade you, I don't think. But yeah, it's like I don't know. It just seemed a little weird that they were suddenly objecting to it so much verbally. I mean, maybe they were more objecting to it in the Protostar days, but like that I don't remember. But it just always felt like nope, they were just sort of nope, he's in charge, and Gwen's first officer, and like does that whole dynamic of Kirk and Spock. Like Kirk's kind of a wild card, and then Spock kind of reels him back.
you know what's funny? Everybody goes all like Kirk is the wild child, and
Well,
Picard
it's
is
relative.
huh?
It's all relative, I suppose. Like,
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like Kirk is the wild one, tough guy. When Kirk hacked the thing, Kirk was actually a big old nerd, and Picard, who everybody's like, oh, he's like the intellectual one. He like freaking beat up Nausicaans.
yeah, he fought with Noskins. He paid the price for that one, but
yeah, he lost his heart to a Nausicaan, literally. So everybody gets that a little backwards if you really think about it, because
Well, it depends on also what era of you're talking about Picard. Like, yes, in his younger days, absolutely, he was more of a Kirk type. But as he grew older, he became more Picard, you know, and so yeah, he's become more diplomatic and a little more restrained, and he's also an officer of his time because Kirk was more of a he was on the frontier. He was,
Yeah.
they were doing a lot more, you know, he's kind of flying by the seat of his pants a lot more because the Federation was nowhere near as complicated, complex, and established and everything as it is in Picard's time. Because by Picard's time, you're getting into the golden era of the Federation, at least one of the golden eras of the Federation, and like he's flying at the Galaxy class is a big, you know, long term, apartment building in space, and so you know it's a marker of yeah, we're not building things for wiping things out. We're for fighting as much. These aren't. You can tell what kind of era we're in by what the Enterprise looks like. The bigger the Enterprise, the more grandiose and fat the Enterprise is, the more more peaceful things are. But as things get more dicey, the Enterprises get back to being more fighty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's yeah, everybody kind of has their job at this point.
Yeah.
And so like and so Dallas kind of floated into the role of captain and Gwen the first officer, which is helpful because he can make bold decisions and she can go, no, you shouldn't do that. Which
I gotta say though, Zero's suit, yeah, I know it's like damaged now, but damn, is that thing strong?
I mean, yeah.
I'm just going by the look of that explosion.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say though,
Everyone else survived too.
oh yeah, I mean I do gotta say though, even if like this suit that did like completely like crack up, but right, it's not like she would die without the suit. She would just have to hide so nobody could directly look at her.
Yeah.
He would have to hide.
They.
Yeah.
I think Zero's a they.
yeah, when in doubt, you can just
Yeah.
call 00 because
Yeah.
that's Zero's name. And it's not that much longer than
yeah. It's just luckily they don't have to survive. They can still survive without it.
Yeah.
Which it seems kind of weird to me. I mean, I guess it makes sense enough. Like like Rock Talk could fix that, but they couldn't put arms back on this machine. That's this
Well,
sort of.
it's not just the arms, really.
But well, I mean, that would be the big thing.
Yeah.
Being able to, walk around at least, so that Zero could do stuff.
I guess
Instead of
it's
being
more
stuck in a
of they just didn't have like the parts in the
Yeah.
ship.
You have a replicator, I assume.
Well, here's the thing. Does that ship have a replicator?
I would imagine.
And even
Like, I don't think they have just a big stockpile of food in the thing. Like, maybe that's going to be a quest, like the side quest. We need the materials to make the parts, and like, so we're going to need to we can easily get them out of this asteroid field. Oh no, there was hijinks ensued. That might be something they do in the future. Hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. thought I'd lost connection.
Probably. Like how small can replicators be exactly?
Yeah, I mean, if it's so small, they have one. They mentioned a toilet. Mostly because Jacob spank it up.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
it's all sonic
Jacob.
up. And it's all sonicked up.
Oh God.
Totally sonic. uh,
Uh,
but, well, I mean, even basic shuttles have a replicator. So,
Yeah.
and I don't think they just have a stockpile of food just
It's
sitting in the.
they probably have a food replicator.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can
but
see
the
that.
same technology, a little bit of, you know, a little bit of re-engineering.
No, the only reason I thought like this like ship specifically wouldn't have a replicator, because I just figured it's like, hey, we just built the ship really quickly to go into the wormhole and come out, and we're gonna destroy it.
Oh
Well,
no,
make
well, it was actually
a prototype.
no,
Yeah.
wasn't it just like a modified? Like they took a standard one and modified the hell out of it. Wasn't that kind of what it
Ah.
was? Which makes it a prototype, I suppose. So that's accurate, I guess. But like I think it was.
Okay.
I have a vague memory that it was like this was they took a more like a shuttlecraft they had, then they modified the hell out of it. Like not that it was you know they had a they like it was something that Starfleet has produced before, but then they just jammed a cloaking device and a bunch of other they hot rodded it and
Okay. Then having a replicator would make sense then.
Yeah.
well, and I think they're going to be smart enough to put a replicator on there, at least a food grade replicator, because you know
They didn't
it,
know how long they'd be in there
yeah, and
Yeah, that's
having a
true.
source of food and water right there.
and medical supplies.
Yeah, food, water, medical supplies, anything they need, they can just get from the replicator.
Because
So
they were the whole thing for it was they were trying to go rescue Chakotay.
yeah, and if everything went well, it would be probably be relatively quick. But if
Well, time is relative, and they were going back in time or forward in time or whatever.
wibbly wobbly timey wimey
What?
stuff,
Yeah. So they didn't know and that's like we
yeah,
don't know how long we're gonna be. We don't know what Chakotay's status is gonna be when we get there. He could be starving. He could be like dying.
yeah.
We might need to rescue him.
And I
That's
think
true.
it's mostly a standard issue sort of thing. Like, oh, we're making a shuttle. Okay, grab a Unit 200 replicator and throw it in right there. When they're designing it, there's like, oh yeah, we're gonna need a replicator. Yeah, just use this off the shelf one. Boop, bloop. We use that in like all the shuttles. Like, oh, runabouts get this version. The smaller shuttles get this version, just based on what space we have. And it's not as spacious as the Protostar because that was an actual friggin' ship, but like as a shuttle, like really a hopped up shuttle, like it's actually kind of spacious. It's more runabout sized, I would think.
Yeah, maybe about the size of the Defiant.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not sure if it's that quite that big. I don't know that it's
still.
that quite that big, but it's I'm scaling it more to runabout size, but you'd have to do pixel measurements and figure out just based on when they're moving around it, it seems like a runabout. So like runabouts were luxury shuttles essentially. Like they had a lot more availability of resources and things. So
It's like the captain's yacht.
yeah, they were runabouts were like really nice shuttles. Like if you needed to go somewhere that was a long way away, or you needed to be able to carry a lot of cargo, like yeah, we just jump in a runabout because that's what DS9 used because they were a station and they had the space to have bigger shuttles, and so they had was it 3 or so runabouts at least, I think they had 3 runabouts. I could be wrong, I don't remember, but they did have those runabouts instead of like if you look at Next Generation, they had smaller shuttles. They were still nice, but they weren't as spacious, I think, as the runabouts were. Those were a lot bigger and a lot more spacious, and you could do a lot more with them.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, like the ship is small, or they kind of like step on each other's toes, but it's not so small that they're trying to kill each other. And there's only one toilet that's broken.
Yeah. And it might be bigger than somewhere in between. I think it's maybe bigger. It's hard to gauge because it looks like it should be about a runabout, but there seems to be a little more room than a standard runabout, I think. So
yeah,
it might be a little bigger than a runabout, but not. I don't know that it go all the way up to a full-fledged ship.
I'm sorry. I sounded like the joke. It was like the they first steal the ship, right? It's about to crash into the sun. It's like, hey, did anybody check to make sure that this thing has plenty of fuel? We'll just make a left here at the next space gas station. About that.
I'm Mirel, the Vulcan chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so confused now.
Is that wait, what just oh yeah, hologram disappeared, so and I'm guessing maybe the other ones did too. That might be a problem.
I don't know if the other ones did.
Like I said, guessing.
Yeah, it could have been that thing grabbed at her.
True, but remember, she was kind of phasing out before the things came.
Yeah, she was getting all glitchy. But then again, so was Gwen.
Oh, maybe that's why she vanished, because it's like it's a hologram of Gwen, and so if Gwen's kind of like phasing out of time, then maybe yeah, okay, I can see that. Timey-wimey bullshit. Oh. Dirt water.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the first instance of their body swap getting them into trouble.
Let me take my dirt water somewhere else then.
Rock Talk does not like coffee. That dirt water. Get rid of that dirt water. Like,
I mean,
come on, Commander. Let's take this dirt water.
Okay. So okay. Here's a stupid question. Should I, for that rock talk, should I go by he or her? Because technically, yeah. Because yeah, it's a rock talk's body, but the personality of Jacob.
Yeah, but it's still rock, because she said rock talk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She didn't say Jankum. She said,
yeah, true.
Rock Talk does not like this.
Yeah, true. But I'd have to read, though. It is technically dirt water.
Yeah, it ends up being more of an amalgam, still identifying as whatever the outer shell was.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which they need to watch out for Janeway, because she will. You remember what happened with Tuvix?
Yes.
She will try and run them through a teleporter.
Yeah, but at least with this, it's just holograms, so it wouldn't be really killing any one thing.
True.
EMH might have some qualms with that.
Yeah. Don't let the doctor hear you say that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, true. I don't think anything else.
Okie dokie.
I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good at racing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got nothing else, you guys.
Nah.
Okay. Well,
Nothing
everybody.
particular.
See you next week in episode 8, The Death of Rock Talk. Okay.
Yeah, fake news.
Yes. And